Hello, I'm me, and today I want to tell you the story of the Biohazard King's first live stream on FNAF Root. So, if you don't know who the Biohazard King is, he's a really cool Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber. You should probably go subscribe to him. Just search up on YouTube or Google the Biohazard King, and then you'll find him. So, in this live stream, this is probably one of the first times that anybody saw Ruined, and when he announced that he was going to be playing the whole thing in one sitting, I was like, this is probably going to take like a day, and he's just still going to be sitting there. It was shorter than I expected, but I mean, it's a DLC, but it was longer than I expected as well. And there's also a lot more secrets. But when we first saw it, like it was insane. For example, let me just fix my camera quickly. For example, when we first saw Eclipse, or anything. The first time that we saw the game, with Cassie like jumping from the window, we were all like, "Oh, this is like from the trailer, awesome!" And I was freaking out. I don't have a recording. I really wish I did, but I was freaking. I was freaking. I was like, I was hyperventilating. I was just, and my dad was sleeping, and he got mad at me. Actually, he actually got really mad at me for staying up that late. But come on, it's ruined. I had to. Um, it was really cool, and the first time that we saw all this old stuff, we were like, "What?" And then we saw the statue all destroyed, and we were like, "Oh my god, what? Huh? What happened?" Like, and then we saw the section with where you got the walkie-talkie, and we're like, or walkie-talkie, and we like obviously when we first like start like when Biohazard King or Chris first started playing the game, we were all like, we all thought that Gregory was actually trapped under the pizza plex, and we didn't know it was the mimic. I mean, everyone else was expecting it to be the mimic. And by the way, I should probably tell you all this that I don't read the books, so I don't know a whole lot about the mimic. I've been hearing a lot about it now, and now I know a little bit more. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about it, so it was interesting, and everyone else was hyped. I was like, sure, I guess. Obviously, because I don't know a lot about it, but uh, yeah. So picked up the walkie-talkie. It was really cool. And the first time we went in the ladder, at the start of the game, I'm kind of just going all over the place here because there's a lot to talk about that live stream, and it was really cool. Um, yeah, we went to the ladder. I was like, "Whoa, new mechanics! We wouldn't be able to do that in the first game. There wasn't that many mechanics, like going down ladders and stuff. There wasn't that in the first game, so we were all like, "What the hell?" It was super cool. Um, Another thing is, yeah, it was awesome. And then the first thing that was really awesome was Chica. Okay, that was cool. We all saw like the little dippy thing. I don't know what you call that, but we were all like, Chica. And then Biohazard King like kind of walks up to it as Cassie, and Chica didn't kill us, and we were like, what? That doesn't happen. And then Chica was just kind of like there, like kind of like all dismantled like this or something. And we were all like, she's not killing us? What's going on? And we kind of, and then next I think we saw like Monty or something, and we went to like the tubey tube thing, and Monty jump scared us, and then we went like through the water area, like you know how you like dive into that thing and Cassie like falls back. I'm explaining this very horribly, but you know how you like kind of go and you fall into that like the water, and then Monty kind of just jump scares you or something. Not jump scares, but you like kind of jumps out you from like the tubey tube thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know when you like go in the tubey tube thing, and then Monty comes out and goes, "Ah," and then you kind of just fall back into the water. That was really cool. And I was really hoping, this is something I really hoped, because they didn't do this in the first game, that you would actually be able to swim in water. That didn't happen, and I was kind of disappointed with that, but it's fine. It was still a really awesome game. And we get the cool, like, intro security breach ruin, and that was really cool. I think next what we saw was like the daycare section. We heard Moon laughing and stuff, and that was really really cool. And we saw like kind of Moon and Sun kind of just going haywire, back and forth, and that was super cool. We just saw them going back and forth, and this is actually By the way, I actually don't remember the live stream very well. I will say this right now, mostly because it was at like 2 a.m. and my brain was kind of going all over the place. For example, when you turn on the likes to like show Sean on Eclipse, I don't remember that super well. So yeah, and when we first saw Eclipse, we were all like, like we were all insanely just surprised, and hearing Eclipse's voice was one of the coolest things I have ever heard. It was so cool just hearing Eclipse's voice. It's like a mix between Moon and Sun's voice, and it's awesome. Kellen Goff did an amazing job. If that was Kellen Goff, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, and so, uh, I don't really know. Like I said, I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember like the important parts. Oh yeah, seeing Glamrock Bonnie, all the cutouts and stuff. And the first glimpse we actually saw of Glamrock Bonnie was in a pinata, and we were like, like personally, I thought that looked like Junior's Bonnie, and I was like, what's with the glasses? And obviously, we all know now that Glamrock Bonnie doesn't have glasses from the cutouts. If you've seen the game, and so that was really cool. Yeah, we also had the cutouts, and that was awesome. We were like, whoa, what? Monty's giving, or no, Bonnie's giving Monty the guitar? What's happening here? That was really cool. That was the first out of Glamour of Bonnie. And now we know he's not purple, he's blue. So that's one thing I was really interested in. I don't know, I can't really think of anything else. Another main really cool thing that happened had to be like the mask. The mask was really cool. And then seeing Glitch Trap, which we like at the start, we all thought that was Glitch Trap. Like everyone in the chat thought it was Glitch Trap. Now we know now it's Entity Mixes, which is I think his canon name. I'm not exactly sure. Some people call him like my friend calls it the Entity, or like no, my friend calls it the Anomaly. I'm pretty sure like mixes. People just call it mixes. Entity. I just call it Entity Mixes because that's probably like the best name for it. Or Glitch Trap. It's probably just Glitch Trap. Seeing the mask thing was really cool with Maskbot. That was really awesome. Or okay, this is probably one of the sad parts. Okay, Roxy. Roxy getting killed by Cassie. That was really sad. Um that was very sad. Um, Biohazard almost cried. I did actually cry. I actually got really teared up about that, and I was like, wow, wow. I was legit crying because of that. I was so sad about that. It was just such a sad scene, and then we saw Candy Kid, and that made me a little bit more happy. But seeing Roxy like get dismantled by one of Roxy's biggest fans is very saddening to say the least. But Candy Cadet was really cool to see Candy Cadet all destroyed and stuff. And then we got to see the Mimic, which I didn't know, like I said before, I don't really know who the Mimic is. So it wasn't like super like cool for me to see because like obviously I don't really know much about the Mimic, so it wasn't like super cool for me to see. But it was still kind of cool. And actually, a little bit before we saw the Mimic, Biohazard was listening to Gregory talk to us, and he was like, "That's not Gregory. That's weird. That's not Gregory though." Like, because it's like mixed up voice lines, and it just sounds really broken. This is one of the cool things though that I noticed is before we see the Mimic, just before we break that wall, Gregory says this: "The stupid door won't open." And if you have watched Security Breach, you know that that's one of the first voice lines Gregory ever said from the original Security Breach. He says that when trying to open the door that Freddy's in Security Breach. So that's interesting. That means that there's probably like recording things like This probably means that the Mimic has probably been buried down there for a long time. And I swear, if people say that the Mimic is fucking Burn Trap, that's not fucking true. It's not. It's not. William Afton is different than Mimic. I don't know who the Mimic is, but they're two different characters. It's not the same character. Look at the endoskeletons. Look at the differences. They're not the same. Okay? Just want to clarify that. They're not the same. I don't think so, because they're not. Burn Trap is not the Mimic. It's the same, like... This is what I don't like about Ruined, actually. Or actually just gonna quickly go into this quickly. This is what I don't like Ruined. It mixes the fucking, like, security break tales from the Pizzaplex. And, like, that doesn't make any sense. Because none of the books are supposed to mix with the gameplay. Or the games. That's not supposed to happen. But apparently Tales from the fucking Pizzaplex does that. Scott needs to really fix this timeline. So does Steelwool, because that's fucking messed up. Yeah. What was I saying? And then we saw the Mimic. That was really cool. Then we saw the ending, which biohazard was like this. And we were all like confused as hell. And that's basically the whole live stream. There wasn't a lot that happened. It was really cool to see all like the Bonnie stuff and all that. But it wasn't the coolest live stream, but when we first saw all that new stuff, we thought it was really cool. So I just wanted to share that to everyone on my YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit that ding-a-ling-ding-ding-dong-dong-dong bell. And leave a like if you liked it. So, bye.